There are several different ways of billing in Office Tools Workspace. We're going to be focusing on value billing. The industry definition for value billing is billing a service based off of the worth of that service over the worth of the time that was tracked for that service. Now within Office Tools Workspace, the process is going to remain the same whether you track time in Office Tools or not. Since value billing is trending towards disregarding time tracking altogether, if you do not subscribe to the time tracking component, then that's fine. You're going to follow the same sort of process though. We'll show you two examples. The first is going to be when you do have time, and the second will be without time. So if you're value billing and you are tracking time, you're going to follow the process of going to the billing tab and choosing the time button that's located here. Now you probably already know how much you're going to want to invoice your client. So the point of this is just to relieve the time. Maybe to gauge if your values are correct, if you're billing enough or billing too much. Maybe it's just because you want to make sure that your staff is working and tracking time appropriately. Either way, select the time that you want to incorporate into this value bill by selecting the time entries in the bill box here. Once you've selected the time entries that you'd like to incorporate, click on the Invoice Now button to generate this invoice. Within this screen, you're going to want to pick the invoice date that you'd like to print on that invoice, and then you're going to want to choose your initial status. The initial statuses are in process, review, and final. And in process and review invoices for value billing do not relieve the WIP out of your WIP reports. So if you are running a time report, to make sure that you are relieving all of your time, the time that's associated to a value bill will not be relieved from your WIP report. Once it's marked in final status, that's when that time will be relieved and your accounts receivables will be updated. In this example, we're going to go ahead and choose review so that we have an opportunity to make a change on the invoice. Once we've selected these two fields, we're going to click Invoice Now. This screen pops up that allows us to adjust what our invoice says. This includes the line items, the level of details, and the amounts that we have on our invoice. Since we are value billing, we may want to select Summary, Project, or Work Code to simplify our line items and allow us to adjust either up or down to our value bill amount. In the example that we have on screen, we may select Summary to give us one basic description. And in this, we may type in what we would like it to say. So since our time is incorporated into an 1120, we're going to fill in the description that matches that. Once we've populated in our description, we're going to navigate down to the Invoice Override section here to adjust to our value bill amount. Once we've done that, we can close this. And now that we have an invoice here, we can either go and print it by right-clicking or previewing it to allow us to see exactly what our invoice will say. At this juncture, we can move it to final status. And here's our finished product. We've successfully created a value bill. The second example that we have is when we are not tracking time within Office Tools, but we still wish to create an invoice for a specific amount. In this example, all we're going to do is navigate to the Billing tab located at the top and head to the Invoices button right here. Once we're there, we're going to click on the plus sign located in the toolbar to create a new invoice. We do not need to select time to create an invoice within the system. Once we click on the plus sign, we're going to choose the option that says Add Invoice. Once here, we can enter in an amount for our value bill and a description that matches the services that we provided for that bill. Once we've done that, we want to make sure that we select the status as final and then close. Now we have an invoice that matches our value bill amount, and we did not incorporate any time into it.